Dr. Umar got to say about Eminem though first. All right.
That's your question.
You don't think Eminem is one of the best rappers of all time?
According to who?
You.
Rap fans.
Let me say something to you. And this is going to my African fundamentalism. No non-African can ever be the best of anything African. It is an insult to the ancestors. It is an insult to the race. And it is an insult to every black person. Do you think I could go to Palestine and be the best anything of Palestinian culture? You never see that. You think I could go to Israel and be the best of anything in Israel? Whether it be a cook, an instrumentalist, a dancer? Hell no. And we have to stop naming non-African people, Joe.
But I disagree.
Stay with me though. Let me finish this. We got to stop naming non-African people as being the best of any aspect of our cultural product.
Joe, I think you can.
I know I'm late to stream, but Sean, what gift you gave yesterday that you felt like that person liked a lot? Mine was I gave my sister Tesla stocks.
Straight, shut up! God damn, nobody said nothing about Tesla. Be quiet. Oh my God. Anyway, so listen, right? So listen. So listen. So listen.
Because it is an insult.
You
we gotta
can.
stop
It is an
inviting.
We
insult.
can acknowledge that the talent is the.
Yes, I can acknowledge Eminem's title.
We should. He's.
But let me tell you.
Go ahead.
For you to put him at the top,
Let me ask you this.
that's white supremacy,
Let me
bro.
tell you this.
That's white supremacy.
What's white culture?
I don't see Eminem building those schools and hospitals.
We gotta
I don't
stop
see
inviting
DJ
people to the
Khaled
cookout.
building those schools and
You know what I'm saying?
hospitals.
What's the white
I don't see DJ Vlad building no damn banks and supermarkets.
Yo, I'm asking.
Hell no.
Let me ask you a question.
Well, I mean, I agree with the Vlad thing. So can Eminem be the best rapper? Could Eminem be the best MC? Does your white skin prohibit you from acquiring a set of skills specifically designed for you to be the best of the best when it comes to this rap and hip hop shit? Does it play a role? Does it play a factor? Let's have a breakdown. Realistically speaking, though, this all is a product. This all is a product of the black performer. This is a product of the black showman. This is a product of the black athlete. This is a product of the black actor. This is a product of the black entertainer, where people think that because a nigga rap, that means that all of black culture, and that's not what he's saying. I'm not even trying to put words in his mouth. But a lot of people mistake when they see hip hop culture and they say, oh yeah, this is black culture. This is African. A lot of the shit that they be talking about in hip hop don't apply to black people, bro. The average black person don't do a lot of the shit that the rappers be talking about in hip hop today when it comes to a mainstream point of view. Now, who would get more enjoyment out of listening to rap? When you hear the average rapper who's like mainstream lens and they start talking and they start yapping about all this other shit, you would think that a capitalist would enjoy that shit more than the average person. If Drake get on here, he say something about a Richard Millie, or somebody else come on here and they talk about all the money I get, all the bitches I fuck. You would think that a nigga with money would be listening to that. That's what you would think. It means the white's not gonna let a black person be top in the country, but we saying a white can be top of ours. I think that's what they saying. I mean, but black people, you know, country music is black. Stems from black folks.
MF hasn't dropped a single or album since 2020 and it's hate after hate. When he pass, y'all gonna give him the Mac Miller treatment, crying he's the best white rapper they don't appreciate. Great till you gone.
Nah. Eminem won't get that category just because he's just not the best. I would never say that Eminem couldn't be the best rapper though just because he's white. Like, I just wouldn't. And it really depends on what it is that you value as like the best rapper. Like, what makes the best rapper in your opinion? Because everybody's gonna value a different thing that makes somebody the best. You know what I'm saying? Some people got their picks today, and it's like based off of who's got the best flow. Some people based on who's got the best argument. There's not a specific or consistent enough rubric for what qualifies somebody to be the best rapper to say that a white person couldn't be integrated into that list or be the best for a person. Unless you're trying to say that, rap specifically only encompasses a black experience. And that's just not true. A lot of the shit that's talked about in a lot of rap songs and a lot of hip hop albums aren't just specific to black people or black experiences. They're not. I get what the intention of it is for, but as we speak about it today and how American it is right now, you can't say that hip hop or rap music only specifically applies to black folks, because it don't. And you also have to get together a consistent rubric to determine, like I said, what quantifies or makes somebody the best MC. To say that you're going to keep somebody out of it, you got to keep somebody out of this
has
list.
A lot to do with it, like Lil Wayne and etc.
Influence has a lot to do with it? I don't think so. It's some rappers that I think are better than a lot of rappers right now that don't have the influence or the impact. You would like to think that those would be one of the qualifications, but at the same time, like, you have to get to a consensus of what those qualifications are to say something like you can keep somebody out when we don't have a specified list of things that make somebody the best. What did he say?
And it is an insult to every black person. Do you think I could go to Palestine and be the best anything of Palestinian culture?
It's important to remember that African American culture is typically synonymous with American culture. I understand what Dr. Umar is saying, but the genre is not seen as solely African American / black.
And I don't think it should be.
If a white person could never be the best at K-pop,
To be fair, a white person can never be the best at K-pop, Afrobeats, Latin music,
if we're
but those are
talking
closely
about
tied to
commercial
certain ethnic
success,
groups.
which then directly is connected to impact, M already has an unfair advantage because he's white in a black space. I mean, think about how many young black rappers are better than Jack Harlow but not as big as him commercially.
Right, so we wouldn't be using impact as a rubric, which would take a lot of the point away from anybody that would like to include Eminem in that space based on impact alone. That would take away a lot of his shit. So we have to have a different rubric.
Thought, but Dr. Umar is real-life Boondocks character.
He is. Sometimes he spit, though. Sometimes. I don't think this is one of those times, though. I don't think so. I think he's trying to make or insert that point, but at the same time, I don't think it... You're not giving me anything that will prevent him from being in the conversation. Do I think he's in the conversation? No. I don't think he's in the conversation just based off of the skill set and the lack of consistency in his discography. I wouldn't put him there. But even though I don't see a realm or a world where there is a white rapper in that space, I'm having a hard time thinking about what will prevent me from saying that they aren't in that space, and whiteness being the only thing keeping them out of that conversation wouldn't make sense to me, given that I don't look at hip hop culture and black culture as synonymous things. I look at hip hop culture or rap culture as something that developed from black experiences, but I don't look at them as synonymous to a point where a white person couldn't be in the conversation because of how American it is today. I look at those things as very separate now. So it's hard for me to be like, yeah, I would just never include Eminem. Even though I wouldn't, based off, like I said, the way he raps and who he is right now, or any white rapper, because most of them don't do much. That's how I feel. I think it's hard to put them out.
You never see that. You think I could go to Israel and be the best of any?
Dr. Umar using the wrong words and horrendous comparisons, but he is kinda cooking. Hip-hop culture started in the 70s from black people,
correct.
And he's saying a white person can't surpass the art of hip-hop, then a black person will. That's what I think he means, could be wrong.
He couldn't surpass the art of hip-hop that a black person would. That's not what he said, though. He's saying that regardless of what makes or like the list that would require somebody to be the best rapper, he would never acknowledge him as the best, even if he were, because he is white. That's what he's saying. He's saying regardless of whatever the rubric is, even if you met the specifications or the qualifications, I'm not putting you in that conversation because you are not
He's
of the
amazing
culture that this comes
He's
from.
gonna go down as one of those ones with the true gift of gab lol, whether we agree or not. He damn entertaining. Cite your sources.
He's very entertaining. That's why, like I said, we still gonna tune into Umar because it's still entertaining at the end of the day, whether I agree or not. Bro mentioned Palestine and immediately got scared saying Israel right after. I didn't hear that. I'm not going to play it again because I'm not trying to make it look crazy. He just don't want white people or non-black people in the mix at all, which is fucked up. I don't think it's fucked up. I think what he wants is protection for black folks. So he would like other black people to get in line and say, you know what, regardless of whether or not what I'm saying makes sense, our culture has been some of the most stolen from and most profited from in all of American history. Like to a point where black people struggle finding an identity because so much of their culture is intertwined with Americanism. So like I get the want to protect people from the future and even in the present right now, but you have to be like sensible to bring people on board to be like, oh yeah, this could be something that we should all apply equally and evenly. I don't think it makes enough sense. And like I said, it would make more sense if you had a rubric, but you don't. You just saying I'm keeping him out because he's white, which is, I think, okay to do. If you don't like white rappers,
it's just an absolutist standpoint.
It's not effed up per day. You mean per se? The black community is too inclusive in your opinion? I agree based on how damaging outside cultures have been to things that black people mainly should have been the biggest beneficiaries to. I agree. And so I get the want and the need and the necessity to protect anything black. But I just don't think the argument makes sense. But I get it. Inclusive in what way? Nigga. As soon as you see Marianne do a fucking a two-step, niggas ready to say, oh well, let's bring her to the family. Like any type of slight nod or imitation of anything black, some black people look at and they're like, oh my god, they fuck with us. Let's go, let's bring them all in. Like no, bro. 9 times out of 10, they do some shit like that. They take it, they profit, they drop it, and then they move on. Happens all the time. MGK, Miley Cyrus, mad other niggas that happen to be white. I get why people don't trust it. I'm not sitting up here acting like he crazy. It's just hard to get behind it. You feel me? Post Malone. Oh my God. I am so disappointed in that man. This nigga said, yo, I'ma just, you know what I'm saying? I'ma keep doing like this. I'ma keep my rap shit going. He dropped the rap shit. Not only did he start making some of the worst music of his career after he dropped the rap shit, he started acting like it was like prophetic. Nigga, what? You got big and were better doing this, but it meant so much to you to not be identified with rap culture that not only did you ruin how your music was consumed and the popularity of it, you actually ruined the quality of it so much because you just that desperately didn't want to be associated with hip hop. That is crazy to me after you blew up off of it. That's insane. Not being inclusive isn't the issue because other cultures and are inclusive and share their cultures. The issue is African Americans have is people link their culture with American culture so things that you do / invent seem American, not African American. But that's what I'm saying. That's the biggest issue for black folks because they don't benefit off of the culture that they influence or represent or invent. They rarely benefit. They never benefit.
Touch that nigga. It's going down in here. I'm with the money team.
They need to be more strict because nobody welcomes in black people like that. We're met with anti-blackness. A lot of the time, yeah. A lot of the time you are. I don't think the solution to that is to be like what you feel the enemy is. But I don't have a better solution that doesn't come off as hateful. So I wouldn't tell somebody not to subscribe to the idea of not supporting whiteness in black spaces, even if they're better. in an attempt to protect something that you think is black owned. I can't tell you not to do that because I don't have a better solution. I don't have a better solution for you. So while I don't think what he's saying makes sense, I also can't be like, oh yeah, don't do that. Yeah, welcome everybody. I just can't tell you to do that. I can't. I don't have a better solution. Mind you, we not saying don't be inclusive. Just black people be letting anything go because someone know how to Dougie. Yeah, I see that a lot. I do. Shit crazy.
Thing in Israel.
This is this is free promo for Eminem. I doubt it. Everybody already know who Eminem is.
Whether it be a cook, an instrumentalist, a dancer, hell no. And we have to stop naming non-African people, Joe.
But I disagree.
Stay with me though. Let me finish this. We got to stop naming non-African people as being the best of any aspect of our cultural product.
Joe, I think you
because
can.
it is an insult.
You
we gotta
can.
stop
It is an
inviting.
We
insult.
can acknowledge that the talent is the
Yes, I can acknowledge Eminem's title.
We should.
But let me tell you,
Gatekeeping needs to come back so bad because the sharing cultures thing is getting too much. They've always wanted to steal our shit. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell nobody not to gatekeep. I think if that's what you think needs to happen in order for like a protection, then hey, go for it. You know, I can't tell you not to do that, bro. I just can't say that. Crab walking, appreciate the 5 gifted.
Is the music video of Lil Mabu and 5-Year Foreign a good example of this?
Yeah, that's actually a great example. That's actually a fantastic example. Even though I haven't listened to the song, when I saw the thumbnail pop up on my recommended, I didn't want to listen to it because I already knew what it was about to be.
From what I've seen, most people in the world love other people embracing their cultures. When it comes to most cultures, the only space where I haven't seen people being as welcoming is social media.
Yeah, but even though I agree, and I think what you were inferring might be that it's like more of a social media talking point than it is a real world perspective, the real world impact that idea has is so damaging to black people and so lucrative for the people that take it is it's actually crazy to actually see. Like I've never seen the success. I mean, and we see an example of it with somebody like Jack Harlow. It's like such mediocrity being championed, and I just will never let it go. Big Sean just never got that type of recognition. He just didn't. And he deserved it in comparison, but he didn't get that same level of look or recognition or acknowledgement. This nigga Jack Harlow caught on here and said, I'm popping for 5 minutes on a song, and nigga said he was top 5. That's harmful. That's bad. So I think if a white person does anything better as a rapper, sure, I would acknowledge it. That's my personal opinion, but I'm not gonna tell somebody, hey, like, everybody got to be as welcoming and as open as me. Who cares? Black people. What do you mean, who cares? What do you mean? What type of question is that? Feels like as though black people have to work twice as hard, although always have to be welcoming to get half the respect and accolades at times, especially at the Grammys. That's just true. It is. That's true. If the industry could, there would be Jack Harlow, niggas that look like the light-skinned dude from High School Musical. You mean Corbin Blue? And K-pop niggas doing rap. Hey, man. Ice Spice is the living proof that colorism exists. I don't know. I don't want to be the one person either that says like, Sexy Red, because Sexy Red came out and she did crazy this year. I'm not trying to be like that, but she did blow up. You know, they did kind of have like a similar blow up, but I do think Ice Spice being so much more simple, but again, her music unfortunately is just more palatable. Not saying it's good or it's that great by any means, but it's gonna be more palatable.
Sticking to hip-hop as a non-American myself, we were introduced to that music as American culture. For art, it had to do more with the country than race in the way they taught us. I could be incorrect, of course, but that's what I was taught.
Hip hop. Wait.
But this is the fan base fault. White uneducated rap faves fault. Not so much the artist. Cause from their standpoint, I'm sure they're just making music they liked as kids.
Yeah, I think anybody trying to make this like an Eminem, even though whether he knew it or not, is still like an issue of his impact. I still think people trying to make it seem like he came in, he's intentionally like, oh yeah, I'm trying to take from everybody and I'm trying to reshape it so I could be the face of hip hop. That's not his intention. That's not what he was trying to do. He wasn't trying to come in and steal anything. As a result, he ended up being the face of it to the audience of people that don't listen to rap but listen to Eminem, which again, just because you didn't intentionally do something don't mean you didn't do it. You know, I think he's tried to rectify that. And I think he's probably one of the few artists that's tried to go back and talk to his own audience to try to tell them, yo, there's a certain way that you should and should not be. I think he's done more in terms of being responsible than most people have.
Definition of a white ER, like all the things blacks went through, we take it out on Eminem just cause.
Nah.
Eminem can read, knows how to rhyme. You get beat, it's just a reverse thing.
Nah. It's definitely not. He's not the definition of a white version of a black person. Definitely not. He definitely grew up, you know what I'm saying, around black people, but without the same pitfalls. And he's even acknowledged that he wouldn't be where he is without massive help from his whiteness. He's not just, you know what I'm saying, a white version of a black person. He would tell you that he's not. He don't share the experiences. Like I said, he grew up in poverty. He knows what struggle feels like. He's been through drug abuse. Not even saying that drug abuse is something that every black person has to go through, or poverty, but he has a experience that's more in line with what black people, especially around that time in the earlier 2000s, went through. So you would think he has a perspective that's closer to ours, but it's still vastly different. It's still insanely different. And he would say that. But I do think, like I said before, I'm not to the point of disrespecting Eminem to where I'm like gonna overlook the work that he's tried to do and lines that he's tried to draw in the sand to let his own audience that don't listen to rap but listen to him know the ideas that y'all have are not good. The thought process that you have towards minorities or to this group is not good. It sucks because a lot of the things that he's gone back to, and you go back in his discography and you listen to what he used to say, it's like, you a bit of a hypocrite.
Capitalism is the root of a lot of these issues. White folk will continue to exploit in order to get some coin.
I mean, yeah, there'll be another, but like Umar is saying, if you try to prevent it or gatekeep it, you're probably going to be looked at a certain way. But at the end of the day, as long as protection of your art is a priority, then, you know, I can't tell nobody not to do that. I just can't.
I think this is an oversimplified take, but if someone shows talent and displays such talent at a consistent and unbelievable level, then they should be in the conversation to be called the best no matter what area they are in.
If
Using
only it was that
Dr.
simple.
Umar's example, if I'm a chef and I go to
If it was that simple, I would agree. I would. Black culture is commodified and made more palatable to the masses as American culture. You'd have to elaborate a little bit on that. Poverty don't make you black. It's the subjugation that white people will never experience.
The whole reason for the conversation is very silly because using Eminem as the face of this point is funny considering how trash he's been for the last decade.
I mean, sure, but there's really no rapper that she could use as the rubric for this conversation and it wouldn't be silly or funny, because most of them are bad. Like, there's not a good example that you can give me. Obviously, you could say LP. Obviously, you could say somebody strange like A$AP Rock that, not to disrespect, but people in the mainstream eye don't listen to. You don't have a white example, so Eminem is just the easiest person to attach to or go to. Yeet, I don't really consider Yeet white. Like, he likes spicy white. He half Mexican, I think. He might be full white, but I just don't look at Yeet like, oh, this is a white boy. I just don't. I don't know, for whatever reason, I just don't look at it. Won't gatekeeping not be as effective if it close to unanimous among those doing the gatekeeping? It's only partially effective. I don't know what that means. Mexicans can be white. Mexicans can be white passing. Yeet don't even rap. Yeet is yellow. Okay. He 1/4 Mexican. He half Mexican, half Romanian. I don't know what the fuck Yeet is. Yeet is diluted white. Yeah, we watched the white rapper video a while ago. Stop Asian hate. Nigga said he a new thing. Yeah, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't think that. I get it. I really do. I really do. It's very hard for me to sit up here and tell somebody not to feel that way. So I can't say. I think it's wrong, but I understand.
Eminem always shout out the OGs before him, and people say he never put blacks on or Detroit on. Then say he never builds schools. He did more for blacks than most people do in our own community. We put each other down all the time and point the finger at the white man for up.
Because the white is still a big source of those issues, bro. So it's not about like you not pointing the finger. Obviously there's gonna have to be a lot of work done by average black people in order to fix those issues, but a large portion of the start, if not most, if not almost above 99%, was from, a white government. That's a lot of the issues that black people have to fix now, because nobody else is going to fix that. I just think black people have to get to a position where they understand that the world, or not even the world, but the people that made some of the problems aren't going to be the same people that fix some of them. But the issue is some of those issues that need to be fixed are so overarching and so overbearing. They need a heavier hand than just the average black person or simple black camaraderie to fix. It's not as easy as everybody banding together and they're just like, all right, well, let's collectively pull all our money into a mansion and build it in this one particular establishment, because you don't own the land there. You can't do certain shit. So it's a lot. I mean, like I said, there's stuff that black people 100% have to work on and build to. But there's a much larger overarching cloud that's done significantly more damage historically, and the effects of those things are still seen today, that most people that are on the outside of the black experience look at and be like, oh, that's black people problem. That's black people fault. Where you really don't know that stemmed from a much larger hand. This is all Drake's fault. I agree. 100% all Drake's fault. I'm blaming him 1,000. I think Eminem is just gonna rub people the wrong way, because not that he comes off as wholesome, but he just comes off as if he doesn't deserve it when he's done so much to try to rectify it. Even though he never fully can, he's in the know of it. He can't do nothing to change it. So all you can do is try to make things better.